Bonjour, madame.
Welcome, Denis.
Thank you so much.
Welcome to the first episode of Channel Forward, the podcast that navigates the trends and technologies shaping the next and the new in the IT channel. Each episode of Channel Forward brings you fresh insights and expert analysis on the evolution of the channel and how to leverage the changes for success. My name is Franziska Geitsch. I'm Channel Marketing Director for the DACH region, and I will be discussing the changing role of distribution with our Chief Growth Officer, Denis Ferrand-Ajchenbaum. Denis, thank you very much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me. Thank you, Franziska.
So let me start with my first question. How is the channel changing and what is driving the change into the channel?
It's a very, very interesting question. In fact, what drives the change of the channel is the complexity of the technology. You would be surprised to know in cybersecurity, it's not one big pot. It's a large ecosystem of vendors. And by the way, cybersecurity is an ecosystem of 3,700-ish vendors, so it's huge. And that drives the complexity because when you want to do cybersecurity properly, you address all the vulnerability in an IT infrastructure. So it could be the endpoint, could be the server, could be the storage, could be the network, so many. In fact, there are 15 different categories of cybersecurity depending what do you want to address in terms of threat and vulnerability. So this change comes from the complexity of the value proposition of the vendor. If you don't have the skill to deliver a value proposition as the channel, then you get lost in the opportunity to cover all the requirement of end customer pain, as we call it.
So Denis, what are the key ingredients for a successful channel evolution?
So how the market is evolving. We used to be in an era of the hardware, data center. Everything was centralized. Everything was powered by server. And the way this evolution of technology happened, we decentralized, and obviously the cloud came up to somehow rescue the needs of accessing to application and all kinds of services from remote basis. So the mandatory evolution of that channel is to adapt from that decentralization. We came from data center to branch offices to the cloud, and that evolution complexified the ingredients on how the channel should behave. And distribution into that, as we understand, is one part of the channel motion. So the way it's orchestrated today is that we have, as a value-added distributor, to deliver the expertise, the knowledge coming from our vendor. And that's why, by the way, all our salespeople and pre-sales people carry those certifications. We have no intellectual property of software licensing, hardware manufacturing. We do a bit of integration, but the asset is our people. Why? Because those people own the expertise from those certifications. And this is one of the mandatory aspects of the value component of distribution.
So important. Thank you very much. So what is the role of distribution in this new channel and how can we foster channel growth?
So you need to distinguish two kinds of distribution, even three kinds of distribution. The broadliner, the guys who deliver logistical services. They have huge warehouses where they carry on server, storage, monitors, keyboard, whatsoever. This is the business we are not in. This is a business of big wholesaler in distribution. There is a value-added distribution model, which is about making sure that the core of our sales team and pre-sales team understand the value proposition of those vendors and help partners to succeed with end customer needs. The role we have as Infinigate is a layer above. we do not classify ourselves as a distributor. We classify ourselves as a trusted advisor in cybersecurity and cloud services, together with some networking infrastructure, because we have a significant partner who is really one of the best breed offering in AI-powered networking, such as Juniper is concerned. So, what is this evolution of distribution? It's due to the change of how vendors design their own technology. It used to be hardware, it moved to software-defined anything. Everything today can be powered on software. For a guy like me, born in the silicon, it's a damn difficult exercise because I like to see a box. But it's no longer in a kind of appliance mode. It is what we call software as a service. And it came from the perpetual licensing of software. It moved to as a service because we want to have the flexibility to not use CapEx, but run the IT project in an OpEx mode. And software as a service is a renewal process where you have subscription, like in the old days of the mobile phones, where you need to have a subscription with your provider. So it's exactly the same model. And to be successful, the evolution of that distribution, and we did it at Infinigate in 2022 when we acquired Vusion in the UK, you need a platform. Why do you need a platform? Because the platform is the procurement engine to deliver software as a service. Our customers, our partners, and most likely our MSP, managed service provider, connect to the platform and procure those services from Infinigate Cloud. Without a platform, you can't perform the job. And the good news for Infinigate, we have that platform, which is running about $200 million ARR, annual recurring revenue, which is one of the jewel of the value proposition of Infinigate.
What is channel orchestration all about, and what is our role in distribution?
So, what I have developed before was really about how we align between vendor, partners, and distribution all together. And that's part of the orchestration that you define. In fact, the needs of the vendor change because of their mutation from, again, this hardware to software as a service. So the orchestration is to make sure we deliver what vendors are expecting us to do. And here, typically the platform, and we will use more and more the word Infinigate as a technology platform. It's a platform where you can source technology, what kind of technology you want. Could be cybersecurity, could be networking, could be data security, could be anything. In fact, this name of technology platform comes from the wish we have to make Infinigate Cloud, to secure the cloud, to secure the data, and to secure the networks. It's really the aim of that technology platform. And the orchestration is to make sure we nurture our partners, our MSP, first to become MSSP. The second S in MSSP stands for security. Surprise, surprise. And this journey needs, from a platform point of view, more services. And those services can be educational, professional services, could be migration services, it can be additional cross-selling, upselling opportunities. And this orchestration, obviously, is all about the delivery model we provide as a go-to market. In addition, and you know that from your marketing role, we need to provide leads. Leads generation is fundamental. The wish we have is to create a centralized lead machine to make sure we come not just with the value proposition of the vendor, but also with real project. The more you give project to partner, the more loyal he will be with you. He's already loyal because he's connected to your platform. But if you bring him more business, he will love you forever. So this orchestration is really about how we go all together to the market.
So how is our partnership with vendors changing?
I love the question. I am talking to vendors, every single day, and more than one a day. This is how we can influence our vendors is to explaining them what our partners, what our VARs, what our MSP, MSSP, us provide. In fact, most likely it's distribution as a service is what are your expectations. So we need to report back to the vendors. So that's why your question is very sensible. What we do is we can't force any vendor. We don't have the size, we don't have the capacity. We have just an influence opportunity. And what we educate them with is with the need of programs. This beautiful technology platform that I keep repeating the words from all those questions you rose is about, okay, I can sit on your platform, Denis, fine, super, Infinigate Cloud is the J-Well, as you said. But you need a program. You need an MSP program. It's not just because you have a piece of software that it fits into the platform. So we have to have the connection. We have to have the subscription and the consumption model. We need to have the API because these fundamentally are powered from the exchange of data, of information on how we build our partners and their end customer. So the influence we have on the vendor is to make sure they adapt their strategy for the ecosystem they want to serve. It sounds very basic, but this is a damn difficult job to do. Most of them are either in the US, either in foreign countries, and it's difficult to have them on a day-to-day basis, but we go to most of the events like RSA or InfoSec, ITSA for the dark version, and etc. And we sit with them and we pay the time to make sure they understand that they need also to adapt from a value proposition point of view to the ecosystem they want to address.
So thank you very much, Denis, for being here and for the really interesting insights.
Thank you very much for having me, Francesca. I really enjoyed.
Wishing you great success.
Thank you so much. You take care.